A guide to losing customers. 10 foolproof recipes straight from the pros. Hi, my name is Christian Rotzerbeil. I'm supporting the textile service industry with management training in Neuen Textile Service 4.0 and practical hints that you can implement right away. I have now about 30 years of experience in the textile service industry, and I've been in charge for customer relations in many places and for plants and operations, and also managing director of 7 plants and more than 1,000 employees. So I have quite some experience, and I know that customer satisfaction is one of the most important things, and it makes a real difference. But there are also many market participants that really mix it up and are very effective in destroying their customer lists within a few years. And I want to show you on the one hand what I've learned from my own mistakes and from the mistakes of the competition, and on the other hand on how to do a good job in providing a good customer service. So the first one is do not listen to your customers. It's a real mistake. If you start listening to your customers, then you might hear something that is valuable and you might act upon it. So the best thing is really to sit in your office, to maybe just call a customer on the phone. But if you visit a customer, then actually do it if the customer is already lost. So then come with your lawyer and attend the meeting and be really nasty. It's really not worth to visit a customer. They're dependent on you anyway, and if they quit the contract and they are not grateful to your service, you're doing a good job, and who should complain? On the other hand, Stephen R. Covey, he's a very good author, and he wrote the book The Seven Habits of Most Effective People or something. And it's a very good book, and I can recommend it. And he said in this book, seek first to understand and then be understood. So it's important first to understand, in this case the customer, and then be understood, and then send a message on what you can provide and what service you want to give and stuff. So first listen and first understand the customer, and then be understood. And this is hard. I always try it, and I always try to improve myself. You can always improve in this regard, and it's most important for customer relationships. So which customers should you listen to? And I have 5 categories for you. The first one are the main customers. So when you have your revenue list, with whom do you make the most revenue? And there are probably 3 to 5 main accounts that you really depend on, and hopefully that make also the highest contribution margin and are most profitable. So talking with these 3 to 5 main clients is very important. And then I would also talk with the 1 to 3 most annoying customers. If you don't know them, it's very easy. You just go into the office and you ask about the customers that yell on the phone and or that always complain. And so there's a common knowledge in the company who are the most annoying customers, and they are real treasures. So if you are able to satisfy these 1 to 3 most annoyed customers, the customers that complain the most, then you lift up the quality for all your clients. So taking care and really listen to those who are really upset is important. Then you have probably 1 or 2 customers with the highest potential for future revenue. So you can talk with these customers about what they need and what they need you to do in order to get more of their potential. So if you have a client that has several sites and he has only contracted you with 1 or 2 sites, or if there are much more different services that this customer can ask for, but he has only given you the contract for 1 service, then you might have a customer with a really high potential, and it's important that you understand them, because there you will hear what you shall do in order to get more of their potential. And then I would also talk with 2 to 3 non-customers. So why do they not buy from you? Maybe you get an embarrassing answer, but this is still okay. Maybe they do not even know you. So there are of course reasons why they are not your customers, and it's very important to know these reasons as well. And then last but not least, there are always opinion leaders in an industry. They might be also already on this list, but just check whether there are opinion leaders, influencers in the industry of your customer, not in the laundry or the uniform industry, but in the hotel industry, in the amongst nursing homes, amongst hospitals and stuff. So in your customer group, who is the one who publishes the most, who is the one who is most innovative, who is the one who leads the industry? And it's important to speak with them in much detail, because there you get an understanding of the future trends in the industry of your customers. So at the end of the day, you should have at least 7 to 10 visits at customers. Probably 20 are better. So if you are a managing director and owner of a service enterprise, you should have at least a very thorough knowledge of 7 to 10 of your clients and potential clients. So how shall you do it, and whom shall you visit? First, do it on site. So there shouldn't be any Zoom call or video conference. You need to have a visit on site and do it yourself. So do not have someone report it to you. You need to do it yourself. You need to spend 1 or 2 hours if it's a small customer, and you need to reserve even 1 whole day if it's a huge customer. So it's something like 3 to 10 work days effort, but it's really worth it. So whom should you visit? First, management, of course, the one who is chief executive. And then you have also people who are really in charge for the purchasing decision, like purchasing, facility management. And then you have the users of the services who are really in touch with the service, and whether they are the people who handle the garments and the linen. Go to them and really start to listen and ask them what is important to them. And for big clients, of course, they have a workers' council, they have someone in charge of hygiene, quality management and stuff. So there are also people who have much influence in the purchasing decision. And I think it's also important to understand them as well. And you get very often very valuable information about the customer itself. And then when you have done it once, then you should do it as an annual routine. I did it for Christmas. So we visited for Christmas all our customers, at least all our A and B customers. And I did about 6 to 10 customer calls a day during Christmas season. So I visited about 100 people or more, personally myself. And I had also an annual meeting with my biggest customers and my Business unit managers did the same, and of course also the salesmen and customer service reps. So it was a huge routine. But on the other hand, we had an inventory of customer expectations of what is going on at the customer base. And afterwards, in January, we had a very good idea which opportunities to handle and to manage, and where there is also an issue that we have to deal with. And then, of course, there's the question, should I really do it? There's a saying, let sleeping dogs lie. And there is, of course, an issue that you will have 10% or 20% of these meetings, additional complaints that you wouldn't have had if you would not have visited the customer. So many purchasing managers, they have the custom to send out an email to everybody. The supplier is coming, how are you satisfied? And then you get a whole stack of garments and linen on the table where they are complaining. And they would not have complained if you would not have made the appointment in the first place. So this is probably a part of the game. And but on the other hand, this is also okay. There's a nice children's book. There are no such things as a dragon. And maybe you know this book. It's about a child, a boy that has in the morning all of a sudden a dragon in his room. And it's a very small dragon. It's nice, it's neat. And he then goes very excited to his mother and says, I have a dragon in my room. And the mother says, there are no such things as dragons. And of course he believes his mother, and so he ignores the dragon, and the dragon becomes bigger. And when he then is when he eats breakfast, then the dragon sits at the table. And of course, the mother cannot complain because there are no such things as dragons. So you cannot complain about something that is not there. However, this dragon has eaten all of his pancakes, and so the mother had to bake a huge amount of pancakes, and this poor boy got only one of them. The rest was eaten by the dragon. And then the dragon grew bigger and bigger. And the mother had already had to go through the window in order to go into the next room in order to vacuum the floor. So the dragon was big already in the house. And all of a sudden, the dragon was almost as big as the house, and he got the idea that he wants to chase a truck. So the dragon took basically the house with the whole family and chased this truck, and the house was gone away. The husband then came back from his work, and there was no house left. And the neighbors told him that the house was left with a dragon. And then the husband, the father of the family, chased the family, and they were reunited. At the back of the dragon was the house, and they were reunited. And then the mother still said, but there are no such things as dragons. But she already realized that this was stupid. And then the boy said, of course there is the dragon, and it's huge. And all of a sudden they had to deal with the dragon, and it became smaller and smaller and smaller, and it turned out to be again as small as a small dog, as a puppy. And it was nice. And then the mother said, so why was the dragon so big? And then the son said, maybe it just wanted to get noticed. And there's much truth in this also for customer relationships. If you do not communicate with the customer, if you do not ask him how he's satisfied, if you do not ask him what he needs, then he might get angry more and more, and all of a sudden these complaints and this anger grow up to a huge list, and the relationship with the customer is probably then damaged beyond repair, and the customer looks for something else. So it's better to even stir up some problems by making an appointment with a customer, because then of course you get a list that you wouldn't have had if you had not made the appointment. But on the other hand, be grateful that you got this list, because then you can work on your customer relationship. So that's my first advice. Listen to your customer and really try to understand where he's coming from. And first of all, listen and do not delegate this just to your salespeople. Do not delegate this just to your customer representatives or to marketing, whomever. Do it yourself if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a managing director, even if you have a plant manager. So if you are in charge for the production in the plant, then you need to go out there and also visit customers. If it's not your area of responsibility, you have to ask maybe your colleague that you can join. But it's really important that you are there and that you understand the needs of the customer. Yeah, so this is the first video in a series, and so just subscribe to this channel. Like this video if you have liked it. And if you're an entrepreneur, then you can book a free consultation. I will then try to understand where you are coming from and understand you. And we can then decide whether we are fit and whether I have something that I can provide for you. I'm helping right now quite a few customers in the textile service industry, and I'm trying to make my contribution in this hard time. So I wish you all the best. Good luck. Bye-bye.